They pasted my face onto pictures of corn stars and were circulating that around internet, MySpace, Tumblr, even school.
I've seen like 5 or 6 posts and it's girls being like, yeah, I'm pretty, so men don't treat me as a person, they treat me as a body.
Even if you're attractive in the slightest degree, you need to learn how to be a bitch, and let me explain why.
Women who truly have pretty privilege, they don't have to get on here with takes. They don't have to get on here and have a talent. They don't have to get on here and do really anything. They just sit there and look pretty and lip sync.
Hey guys, it's Blahzaye and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the dangers of being beautiful, or the dangers of just having pretty privilege. It's kind of a threat when you're in an environment with a bunch of people that you don't know. And in the last video that we did, we showed that the people that had pretty privilege would have people walk up to them and just take pictures of them randomly. That is really weird. And then we're going to get into it and then just have other people have their perspectives on how it's bad and how women and men have it. So if you like the video, please drop a like and make sure to comment down below. I will be reading them. And if you want to see other content like this in the future, make sure to subscribe. Let's get into it.
I have to add on to the conversation of pretty privilege. I know that was last week's convo, but something just happened to me. And I didn't want to chime in at first because I just feel like everybody is on this weird, like, let's not acknowledge that there are dangers to being beautiful. It's very fucking weird. People get on the internet and then they decide to paint their own narrative and intentionally leave very important nuances out. So something just happened to me. I just got a page, and this has been happening since I was 15 years old. I will never forget the very first time I had to call the police in 10th grade because these girls made deep fake corn of me in 10th grade. They pasted my face onto pictures of corn stars and were circulating that around internet, MySpace, Tumblr, even school. So it was very harmful to me at 15, but something just happened. Tell me why. I look on my Instagram, I open it up, there's a page that says Nina M. Galley. My name is Nina Maureen Galley, using my profile pictures, building a profile and everything on Instagram. But in the bio, it says, open to work, DM me. And we all know what that means. I've had hundreds of pages of me on Craigslist, on all these websites that are for those purposes, for schmeg's work. Now, y'all know I do lonely bands, but I don't meet with people and I don't advertise that I meet with people. And so that puts me in very big danger when other people are using my pictures trying to pretend and impersonate me. Let's say you're watching me right now and you have a fake page of me. Anything that you say to anybody else could be a danger to me because I have to deal with those ramifications. The person on the other end of the phone or the computer thinks it's me, not you. So imagine you scam somebody or you do something and they run up on me and I have no idea what's going on. Okay, that's why being beautiful, that pretty privilege, can also be a curse. Your life can be in danger, and I've been dealing with this since high school. So next time y'all be like, there is no downside to pretty privilege, shut your pie hole, because clearly you've never experienced this kind of danger and concern.
The whole spreading stuff in high school, like the other girls are spreading, pictures and AI cropped photos of corn in high school, is extremely stupid. If you know anybody that's trying to do that, you're literally just doing child corn, which is like a federal offense. If you're trying to be like a mean girl thing or do it in high school, or if you're a group of dudes that are trying to spread it around, guys, that is extremely stupid and will land you prison time. Spreading child corn. Everybody under the age of 18. All right, let's don't be doing it in general. You shouldn't be morally just doing that anyways. But at those levels, if you're in high school or middle school, you know how these kids are these days, absolutely crazy. Do not be doing that stuff. You will get federal time for doing that. In terms of other thing, yeah, being hacked is also a concern. AI threats are also a concern. People that are utilizing your page, and it doesn't even have to be you. She just take like a scan of her image and then now utilize that for different AI content. And then like they have the voice trainers and stuff. So somebody could completely emulate your personality online. Hopefully like the lawsuit or the legal system catches to these type of threats that are happening to influencers or anybody that's online. It don't even have to be an influencer. You could be literally just a regular person online that you've been targeted, and now you're a candidate for having your image utilized to scam other people, and now your life is in danger because obviously you're going to get the backlash of all those threats. Let's hop into these comments. Envy is very scary, and there is a natural inclination to humble pretty people and not empathize with the downsides of being pretty. Like when rich people complain about the negative side of being rich. That is so true. Like anytime a rich person is like, I don't have it, I can't do anything anymore, I don't like my life. And then you're just looking at them like, really? Like, if I had your money, I would get rid of a lot of problems in my life. Like, my life would be infinitely better, 10 more grand, you know what I'm saying? But then you got the rich people complaining about it. Same thing with the pretty people. They're like, dude, like, everywhere you go, we just did we have a pretty privilege video where they're getting all this stuff for free. You know, doors are being opened. They're able to get into these rooms, have premier access to people, high level people that can make drastic changes in their life. But now it's a curse. Now it's bad. So you can see from the other side how people are like, okay, whatever. Like, welcome to my life where I don't get that access. I don't have that type of privilege. I don't get that type of genuine connection that I could possibly get at the people that I want to have that connection with, because I'm not that pretty, because I'm not that handsome. You know, that stuff is just not afforded to me. You know what I'm saying? You can see that from the other side. So when people are complaining about having these having these benefits of life, when people are complaining about these benefits, the other people on the other end are like, so like, this is nowhere near what you're experiencing, is nowhere near what I've experienced on my daily life. That's the reaction that a lot of people are getting. The benefits easily outweigh the cost of being pretty, which is why many people don't care about the other side of it. It's like when multimillionaires complain about prices increasing. They don't, though. Not at all. This is so real. I've had this happen to me as well. Not the exact story. Yeah, so a lot of girls, you know, most likely have had this happen to them. Put it down in the comments below if you have had this happen to you, and then what you did to resolve it. Next one.
The downsides of pretty privilege. When no one tells you about being pretty and it's just misogyny, like, you're just describing misogyny. This is nothing new. I've seen like 5 or 6 posts and it's girls being like, yeah, I'm pretty, so men don't treat me as a person, they treat me as a body, like I get sexualized, I get objectified. That also happens to women who don't fall within the beauty standards. It feels like a weird way to like humble brag and be like, yeah, I'm pretty, so I go through this. No, we're women, so we all go through this. Thank you.
And then to her point, for like the last girl's point as well, like hers was a little bit different. She was talking about misogyny, but that's not at all what the pretty privilege that, like the downside of her pretty privilege that she was talking about in the previous video, like where she actually has a threat. People are using her to be like to scam other people, and you know, her life is in danger type of deal. This one with just the man misogyny thing is, I would say, maybe surface level of pretty privilege downside stuff. Tell me about what you think in the comments. Thank you, because the videos have been getting out of control. As an old ugly duckling who had a glow up, I think we think that we're treated poorly because we aren't good enough. And when we gain confidence, we realize that men just don't respect women in general. Damn. Who doesn't respect women? You guys are running into a bunch of men that just don't respect you? I don't know. The more attractive someone is, the more they are exposed to the vile, primitive part of men. So are men just not nicer to attractive women? That's not how I've seen it. I've always seen it in like the reverse. Like if a girl is really attractive, the men are overtly nice. But throw it down in the comments if you have experienced it like how these women are saying it. Honestly, beauty comes with more privilege, obstacles, but I feel like there is downsides, like when somebody reaches a level of beauty or kind that is sexualized more than others can be. I got called an asshole. I argued with a man about this once because the people are like, oh, well, how do you have any downsides? That's insane. What are you talking about? The only downside I've had to being pretty is other women automatically seeing me as competition, and I don't have the social intelligence to know what's even going on. I know I don't have any social intelligence either. Apparently I get stared at a lot on the outside. You know, I'm 6 foot, black dude. I kind of look angry when I'm not smiling and talking to you guys directly. So I look very threatening apparently. And I get stared at, and my wife tells me like, hey, like everybody's like looking at us like it's uncomfortable. What are you talking about? I literally posted about this. Yeah, I mean, so a lot of people are seeing that. A lot of people are getting, they're reflecting on this as well. Tell me what you guys think about it in the because I feel like her pretty privilege, the downsides of hers is just very surface level. When the first girl we had for reviewing her video was very deep, like, hey, like this is actually real threats, real danger because of my prettiness, because of my attractiveness. People are trying to take my image and utilize it for their gain. You know what I'm saying? I think that's next level. Next video.
If you're someone who's pretty or socially deemed attractive, even if you're attractive in the slightest degree, you need to learn how to be a bitch, and let me explain why. If you're wondering, oh, how do I know if I'm pretty, or how do I know if I'm attractive? I'll answer that by telling you how I know I'm pretty. First way I know is by how people react when I walk into a room. Like seeing the reaction on their face when they see me, that's how I know. I also have a mirror at home, and I have eyes. Like, I know what the fuck I see. I also get compliments from men, women, and I also sometimes get it from children. If you can relate or if you can identify with this, then this is for you. The first reason why you need to be a bitch is because you are going to be a beacon, a trigger for everybody. Okay, not everybody, but for most people. The reason for that is you are a physical representation of someone they wish they could be. Sadly. Think of yourself like a mirror to them. You're going to be constantly reminding them of everything they don't like about themselves, especially things they don't like about themselves physically. And because you trigger them, it doesn't matter if you're kind, it doesn't matter if you're a good person. They are going to find reasons to hate you. This is where you really have to do the work to get to know yourself and know who you are, because they are going to be picking at everything. For example, your character. Even if you think you're doing right by people, they're gonna find something wrong with the things you do. You're gonna be held to like a very, very high standard, a standard that they don't even hold upon themselves, mind you. So when you make like minor mistakes or very human mistakes, that just goes over their head. This is gonna feel unfair, because it is. And if this was happening to any normal person, what they would want to do is bring it up to them, right? And want to work it out. But if you are someone who is pretty or attractive, I do not recommend doing that, because you are not a normal person. What I mean by that is you are not a normal person to them. Bringing that up to them is just going to add fuel for them to further damage your reputation, because trust me, they're already damaging your reputation behind your back. You're going to need to make people uncomfortable with treating you this way. And I'm not saying be violent. I'm not saying you need to shout at them. But I'm saying you need to come off as someone that doesn't take that. When you're someone who is pretty, you need to have like a level of bitchiness to you so that people can respect you.
Hold up. You know, I don't think that like take right here, we're just gonna stop in the middle. It's just like I would not advise to just come in when you haven't even really met people and then just have a bitchy attitude. Like, and just be mean, bring down the room, just have that type of demeanor that people don't want to be around, just because in your mind, you're already assuming that you're pretty and that they're gonna treat you differently because you're pretty. I think that may be the wrong take to take from this. I would say if you've received something, if you have received negative feedback, like a situation that actually happened to you, then yeah, react accordingly. But don't go into the room on the first, I'm just meeting you, you're just meeting a group of people, or you got access to a higher level of people or social dynamic that you're not really keen of, you're not aware of, or you're not used to, right? Don't go into that room automatically assuming that the other women around you or the other men around you are going to treat you negatively because you're prettier than them. That is definitely the wrong way to go about it. Like, you don't want to always just assume. You still have to be humble. Even if you're the most attractive person in the room, like, you still need to be humble, and then take that with like a grain of salt in how you move. Be cautious in how you move. You don't want to come off to people like all pretentious like that, just thinking that you're just above them because you're pretty. Because to them, you might not even be like that. You can't just automatically assume that somebody is acting a certain way because of X, or somebody's doing something because of X, Y, or Z in your head without talking to them. I don't think that is great advice from her, but let's continue.
So remaining kind and remaining a good person is actually not helping you. The second reason why you need to be a bitch is, in society, there's always this hierarchy. And when it comes to you, they want to knock you down a few pegs. If you are someone who's humble and looks don't really matter to you, you treat everybody around you as equal, and you don't place yourself on a pedestal, you don't have to place yourself on a pedestal. They'll put you there. Even though in their mind, they're the one that's putting you up on this pedestal, they're still not going to like you for it, because they can't help but put you up there, because this is the way society has conditioned us, because that is the society that we live in. We live in a society where beauty is currency. The more healthy and beautiful you are, the higher up the social hierarchy you are. Even if you tell yourself that you don't want to play into this and you don't want to participate in that type of negativity, you're going to keep running into the same problem, because it's human nature for people to play these power dynamics. There's nothing you can do to stop it. So you might as well learn to protect yourself. And this is not to tell you to be a bitch just to be a bitch. This will actually help you in your social interactions a lot more. You'll find that if you have some level of bitchiness to you, your friendships are a lot better too. People will also treat you better because, again, these power dynamics. I could talk about this all day, and there's actually way more into this subject. It just goes way more deeper, but I wanted to focus on those main two reasons, and hopefully this helps you out there. Hopefully it stops the confusion for you, because it can be hard. Just know that you can still be yourself. You can still be the loving, good person that you are. You just have to be picky with who. I hope this helps.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's 737,000 likes on this video and a lot of saves and comments and shares. So a lot of people are just sharing and relating to this type of content. What do you think? Because we obviously have differing opinions. I'm not an attractive girl. I don't know how it works. Maybe you've already experienced it in your life. And when you go out and you're super attractive, right? And you go out into public and you're really nice and you're really bubbly. You're not trying to be flirtatious or whatever, but then you get negative feedback from men and women. And now you've tried, being bitchy in public and it's actually helped you. I'm assuming that's what the majority of this content and people have related to. That's why it's so liked. I'm assuming that practical advice has actually helped people in their lives. Put it down in the comments if it's helped you. It'd be interesting to see, because me as a dude, dudes don't really operate off of attractiveness like that. So I think it's just a different environment. Like, I don't really care if another guy is more attractive. I can't even really tell, to be completely honest. As a guy, you notice, maybe I guess he looks good. I don't know, but I don't know. Guys just don't operate like that. I think it's more of like a size thing. It's more of a, if you command the room, your presence in general, your demeanor, how you command the room. I think guys can feel that type of energy just off the get-go, and we don't roll off of attractiveness or anything like that. Let's go down to the comments and then see what people are saying. Oh, this is one of the first comments. Beg to differ. But only, 1,400 likes, not too bad. You can be humble and still let somebody know you're not meant to be fucked with. I agree with this. Stay humble. What's the need to be off the bat just mean? I feel like the people that are mean are just they're not able to convey their emotions appropriately. You're not able to get your point across without being mean. The scariest people that I've met in the military are the quiet, reserve, and they get their message across people. They're not mean at all, but you know damn well that they're serious. Those are the scariest people. Not the ones that are just off the bat crazy and yelling and stuff. Nobody takes those people serious. Who cares what others think? They just be kind and go on with your day. Yeah, valid. Be so secure within yourself, you don't need to do all that. This was not for me, but it's okay, so hey, I was giving some good takes at the beginning. I thought I was wrong. I was okay, I don't know. Maybe girls need to be bitchy if they're attractive because guys are taking advantage or girls are doing the mean girl thing even though they're over 18. But no. But you see, learn this at the ripe age of 23. People don't take you serious until you have a little snap to you. Interesting. Literally the sweetest person, but always felt unwelcomed. Yes, I never realized why people disliked me. Okay. I think prettiness brings out two types of people, the envious and the admirers. You said so little, but so much. Thank you, queen. Girls are so supportive. Anyways, last video, we're going to get a guy's perspective on all of this.
Seeing everybody with all these takes about the girl who said something about pretty privilege and there's a downside to pretty privilege, and everybody's like, there's no downside. And then when a woman who isn't pretty makes a video talking about pretty privilege, the women dog her out real bad. That's why I always say, if you get on here, you're a guy and you have these hot takes and these women try to roast you, this to that and the third, you got it light. Nobody gets it worse than a woman that other women don't like. If you don't fit the narrative for what they want to talk about, you about to get drugged through the mud. With that being said, it is very apparent that the delusion that women have put out into the internet is truly permeating their skulls, okay? Because there's a lot of women who think that they have pretty privilege who really don't have pretty privilege. And I saw Dana make one of the best points I've heard out about this topic. Women who truly have pretty privilege, they don't have to get on here with takes. They don't have to get on here and have a talent. They don't have to get on here and do really anything. They just sit there and look pretty and lip sync. And they don't even have to do voiceovers. Like, and then some of them do, but they don't have to. Like, I'm married. I'm not hitting on this girl. Y'all know Brianna Chanel? She could just sit, she could sit the fucking camera up and go like this. A million views. I'm saying, right? And the handsome privilege is pretty much the same way, except men do kind of have to wiggle and jiggle and dance and pander a little bit more.
So that's the thing, yeah. With men, you still got to put in work. Like even like if you're at a strip club, you could be the most handsome dude at a strip club or whatever. Or like, you know, like I lived in Vegas for a while, like the Thunder Down Under stuff. But like the women still want to see you have a work uniform on. Like no matter how, you even see it in movies. Like the dude better have a work uniform on stage. You better be a plumber, pilot, a lawyer in a suit, a cop or something. They can't fantasize about anything if you're just naked, handsome man. Like it just doesn't work like that. You still better be doing something. So even on these social apps, like you as a man, even if most attractive dude on here, whatever, then you still better be doing something. You still better be having takes. You still better be entertaining. You're not just gonna sit there and just look good. Maybe you're trying to do some thirst traps, but you're probably dancing a little bit. You're doing something, but you're not just gonna sit there and not say anything.
More, but you do see guys when they have more pro man takes. For example, I don't know when a guy is attractive. Here's how I know. Shaquille, fuck TikTok guidelines. That guy, he'll have the same take as me, but the women will be like, "Oh, Shaquille, oh Shaquille, you are so funny, boy. Oh, Shaquille." He be saying some crazy. Shaquille be saying some crazy shit, but the women be like, "Oh, Shaquille, you are so funny and handsome."
And handsome.
Hey, Unc, do you need an aunt? Like, they really be going in. I be like, damn, bro, it must be nice to look that good. Bro gotta be handsome as fuck. I thought I was handsome. What did Bryce say the other day? I live a handsome existence. I don't have in real life with women. Women love me in real life, always have. That, oh my God. He don't even use his leg. Bro gotta float, no Diddy, but he gotta float through life. Holy shit. But yeah, people who actually look good to everyone, not just like, I can tell y'all my inbox right now, even though I say I'm married all the time, there's still women in my inbox. Attractive women I believe are above me in attractiveness. Like, what are you doing over here?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I be talking shit to women. What are you doing over here? That Negro? Jesus Christ. So yeah, that's the best take. People who really benefit from looking good don't have to do much, and there's not really a downside, especially from someone's perspective, like who's regular like me. I'll watch somebody who is like attractive do the same thing I do, and it'll just work better. That's because they look better than you. It's because they look better than you.
Yeah, and I went to the Shaquille dude's page because as a dude, like, I don't know, I'll put his picture up, but like, it doesn't look any different. I honestly think that this guy looks better, but because I don't know, he's just fitter. Like, he has the beard and the chain, and I can see that he's fit. Like, I don't know. Like, as a dude, I don't know. Like, maybe women think that's better. Put it down in the comments. I don't know. If it is, then it is. Hey, that's how it works, right? I don't know. Let's go down to these comments. The downside of pretty/handsome privilege is that you have haters, people that are envious, such as. That's always, though. You could do anything, be talented at something, be the best at sports. You're always going to have some type of haters. If you're good at anything and you rise above the average person, then you're going to have haters. That's just a good sign in life. When you're playing a video game and you run out of enemies, you know that you're in the wrong spot of the game. When you go and you're like, oh, wait, there's some enemies, I must be going the right way. That's the same thing as life. When you go and you meet other haters, you're like, oh shit, well, I must be doing well in life. Like, wait a second, that's a good sign. Chill, they hate me too. This facts, bro, but we all ugly to somebody. Valid. Like, I was watching some other dude the other day, and he was talking about, like, oh, he's a black guy in Brazil. He looks good. To me, I thought he looked good. He didn't look ugly to me, you know. We could still tell, like, if you are ugly and generically handsome, right? And he was just a black guy who looks good in Brazil, but he's, like, hated because some people just don't like black people there. Apparently, they're ultra racist or something like that. So, like, some people will just not like you if you're in a caste system. I know the caste system or the colorism is huge in India as well, and and in certain Asian countries. So even though you're like handsome as a dark guy, some people just straight up not like you just because of that. So I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, there's different levels of pretty privilege that come with different reactions from people. Valid. Like Shaquille is not even close to floating through life handsome. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. I don't know. The floating comment was about BRS. I don't know what that is. I'm too old. It's not loading. Continue. Hey, Unc, do you need an aunt? Like, that was funny. Hey, bro, you wasn't lying. That woman is beautiful. I don't know who that girl is either. I'm not on TikTok like that. I come on here to see what the sentiment is, because I think TikTok gives like a better sentiment of like cultural trends and everything. So it's better to come on. I don't stay on TikTok though like that. Shaquille is funny. Yeah, just being funny in itself makes you more attractive, makes you more like endearing, like makes you like people feel they let their guard down, and you know, I can relate more. This guy's funny. You know, that in itself is, you can just pick you can get girls with just being funny. You don't even need to be attractive like that. You can be like a 6, but your funniness is a 9 or a 10, or 6 or a 5 and your funniness is a 9 or 10. Your personality plays a huge factor. But granted, if you're super ugly, then you're gonna get curved anyways, right? Oh, well, that was the end of the video, guys. Hit the like if you got anything from it. If you enjoyed it, or if you had any insights from the video, comment down below. I definitely want to see the conversations about the downsides of being pretty, and subscribe for more content just like this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.